This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity podcast. We try to bring you 1 to 2 short business and market episodes a day, plus typically an interview with a brilliant business leader. Today's discussion, the title today is Intel Surges, the Markets Rebound, and the Economy Grows. So here's the quick and dirty on these three subjects. Intel thus far is the great turnaround story of 2025, 2026. It's up year to date 47%. Certainly a couple years ago, the company was all but left for dead as a commodity chip player, and now it's just on fire. Now, the trick on this is we're recording this on January 22nd. Earnings come out tonight after 5. And so if the earnings don't show up as expected, that might put a bit of a damper on the Intel rally. But so far, Intel surging, Intel on fire is really one of the big stories of the year so far. The second story is this. The markets swooned on Monday or Tuesday after President Trump made all kinds of noise about European tariffs this weekend and about Greenland. And then over the last couple of days, that has really softened greatly as the president says they're close to working out a deal with Greenland on minerals and mines and so forth, which has taken some of the tension out of the air with respect to the U.S. and Europe and Greenland. Greenland is really complicated because I think the U.S. perspective is we need access to some of those rare minerals and some control over the Arctic, and that Russia and China are cleaning our clock in terms of rare minerals, particularly China, and Arctic control. And that's what this is a lot about. So there's a lot of different pieces here. Trump is the fourth president in the last 50 years that has seen the need for greater strength in Greenland. So it's not a new concept. It's probably more the way that President Trump goes about it that's concerning. The third story of the day is, aside from the markets rebounding and Intel surging, is GDP grew at its fastest rate in the third quarter in a few years. It grew at a 4.4% pace, which is remarkable. Now, the only thing I'll tell you about growth in the economy is that we criticized it a lot under the Biden administration, that so much of the growth is driven by deficit spending. So if your deficit spending at 7 to 8%, but you're getting less than half that in growth or half that in growth, you're not really winning the growth game. You're just sort of artificially inflating the growth. And I think there's probably a lot of truth to that still, as even under a Republican administration, there is plenty of deficit spending to go around, and that is partially what's driving the growth in the economy. So in some ways, we view that as partially artificial growth. In any event, we'll be back with you later today with an interview with a business leader, and tomorrow with a couple short market and business insight episodes. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity podcast. Again, this is Scott Becker, founder of Becker's Healthcare, founder of Becker Business Media. Thank you for listening.